Classic Week press conference. Lots of great and exciting things happening in the city of New Orleans. Thank you all for joining us this morning. I've given you the format before of what we're going to follow and the speakers, and with that, our Mayor LaToya Cantrell.
Thank you, Mr. Terry. And on this morning, we kicked off our annual Bayou Classic press conference. But this afternoon, just wanting to come with you as, of course, as the mayor of the city, but with our public safety team and our CAO, and even the presence of our city attorney. Thank you so much for being here. So again, the 52nd annual Bayou Classic, right here in the city of New Orleans. We're excited to host this year. Of course, our presenting sponsor, Procter & Gamble, but on today, it was even something new. The STEM NOLA, having a STEM Fest there, and sponsored by ExxonMobil. So we're very just thankful for that, and again, something for our young people to do, but of course, focusing on right now, jobs of the future, right now in the city of New Orleans relative to STEM. Now, as I mentioned this morning, listen, the power of the Bayou Classic, I'm telling you, is second to none. It is not only about community or a sense of community, it's more like a family reunion in the city of New Orleans, and not just for New Orleans and the state of Louisiana, but really throughout the country, and even for that matter, the world relative to our HBCU community and who we touch and that deep reach. Now, the annual Bayou Classic, is between Southern University Jaguars and Grambling State University Tigers. And of course, continuing not only the football legacy, but what our HBCU community just means, again, to New Orleans, as well as our state and our country. We know that the economic impact is something that we absolutely embrace, and that reaches over 50 million. That's not just the city of New Orleans, but the impact to our local businesses, of course, throughout the state for that matter. In terms of that spend, it benefits everyone in our state. New Orleans is that backbone. The power of community also, of course, I'm a product of an HBCU, and that's Xavier University of Louisiana, that brought me to New Orleans 35 years ago, but definitely my track record of service in community, 20-year span just now. So whether it's grassroots, city council, and now as mayor, just keeping that legacy moving forward, and so that our young people can see themselves in who is not only leading our city, but just as a collaborative effort of leaders standing tall and moving our city forward. Chief Hans is going to talk more specifically just about the boots on the ground as a force multiplier in terms of public safety and our partners who we all work together collaboratively. This is not our first rodeo. This is how we do in the city of New Orleans when we showcase and when we host national events, and even this is a national event for us. But let me just take a moment, and I do want to do this relative to the city of New Orleans, recognizing that there's been just a lot of discussion around federal immigration operations in our city and during this time. And what I really want to offer is just to be encouraging to all of our residents and our citizens to really stay calm and rely on trusted information, because that's exactly what we're doing now and what we have done in the past that has proven our city not only ripe to host, but as we move through sentiments not only on the ground, but national, but in a collaborative manner. So really just calling all of our folks, hey, we want to follow the law. We want to calm anxiety, and again, rely on trusted information. This, again, is not our first time in terms of moving through events, and of course, in terms of collaboration and or relative to federal agencies. The city of New Orleans, we know that we're a destination city, and we welcome people from around the world who, again, we're doing that for the 52nd annual Bayou Classic. And so we know the winning playbook, as Mr. Terry would like to say, and we're going to play that relative to our Bayou Classic. We'll start with our Thanksgiving Day Parade, the Bayou Classic Parade that will be on Thanksgiving Day at 3 p.m. And of course, going into the Battle of the Bands, and then of course the game itself in the Caesars Superdome. So just wanting to thank all of our people and say to everyone that our most valuable players are always the residents and the citizens of the city of New Orleans. They are the real MVPs and who really know how to showcase this city from hospitality, our culture, and that's why we're definitely built to host. And not to steal your thunder there, Ms. Kelly. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Chief Hans with the New Orleans Police Department, who will speak more about our unified command and our collaborative approach relative to this holiday season. And so, Chief, come on up, and thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone. The NOPD's priority during this event is to have a safe yet enjoyable time for all attending. The department will implement an extensive operations plan for public safety for the attendees, visitors, businesses, and the community during this holiday weekend. More than 400 NOPD officers will be deployed for the weekend coverage. This includes walking beats, mounted officers, tactical officers, bicycle patrols, and of course officers manning Bourbon Street. We also have plainclothes officers. We'll also be deploying drones, plainclothes officers, as we stated earlier, and we'll be monitoring video cameras from the RTCC. We'll be supported and working alongside with our federal, state, and local law enforcement partners. In addition, the Louisiana National Guard will also be working downtown to provide enhanced security. This is part of the long-standing partnership and collaboration we've always had with the National Guard, and they will be deployed in the same capacity as they were for Mardi Gras, for Super Bowl, Sugar Bowl earlier this year. We are aware some of the residents may have some concerns about the National Guard's presence in the city, and want to be clear that the National Guard will not be here for immigration enforcement, but for visibility, public safety, and support of NOPD. We do expect heavy pedestrian and vehicular traffic, and our traffic division will be monitoring traffic to ensure if we need any closures, and they'll be put in place immediately. Our officers will, of course, allow residents, hotel guests, and restaurant employees to get to their destination. We also ask everyone to plan ahead. Give yourself plenty of time to get to any venue during this time. And most of all, we want everyone to have a safe and enjoyable Bayou Classic, and the NOPD and our partners will be here to ensure that happens. So thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you very much. And I'm going to ask our Director of Homeland Security, Colin, you come forth, and then I'll ask our CAO to follow you. All right.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for being here. Bayou Classic is one of the most celebrated weekends, and we are proud to welcome Southern University, Grambling State, and the thousands of fans and visitors who join us each year for this amazing weekend. The Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness will activate to a EOC Level 3, which is staff monitoring. We'll have staff monitoring operations throughout the weekend. As our partners prepare for Bayou Classic, our focus is on keeping communication channels open, ensuring agencies can quickly connect if they need assistance, and monitoring public safety issues throughout the weekend so that we're all ready to support each other and provide a coordinated and streamlined response to any emergency situation that may arise. Special events like Bayou Classic bring together dozens of agencies behind the scenes, and I'd like to take the opportunity to thank those partners across law enforcement, fire, EMS, transportation, and tourism, including the Superdome and our state and federal partners for their collaboration and extensive planning. We encourage residents to stay connected to official information throughout the weekend. You can follow NOLA Ready on social media. You can download the NOLA Ready Public Safety app on iOS or the other one, Google. And you can also text NOLA Ready, one word, NOLA Ready, to 77295 for emergency alerts. This helps ensure the public and everyone has accurate information directly from the city and all of our public safety partners. As the Chief mentioned, with large crowds and multiple events taking place throughout the weekend, we ask everybody to plan ahead. Give yourself extra time, beware of your surroundings, and follow all posted guidance from event staff and public safety officials. And I would say that a little preparation goes a long way in ensuring a safe and enjoyable weekend for everyone. While not anticipated, we know that in New Orleans, weather conditions can change rapidly. It's looking pretty good throughout this week and into the weekend. Temperatures shouldn't be too bad, but there may be some rain. So we encourage everyone to monitor trusted weather sources and stay alert for updates. Again, you can do that through signing up for NOLA Ready. Bayou Classic is a weekend that's filled with tradition, pride, and celebration. And thanks to the hard work of our public safety partners for all of the planning, New Orleans is ready. We ask everyone to enjoy the weekend responsibly and look out for one another. And thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Colin. Thank you very much. And Joe, I'll ask you to come forth if you don't mind. Thank you so much, too.
Okay, thank you so much. Naturally, the CEO's office and the Office of Infrastructure stands ready to support NOPD's physical security platform. Colin with Homeland Security. We're battle tested. We've done this before, and we're going to feel confident that we're here to support our residents and provide those things that we need to keep people safe. Also, the parking and towing will be enforced. So for residents, you know the drill. Do not park, because parking enforcement and towing will be happening in the city to clear those right-of-ways. If you have something that is critical in the infrastructure as far as violations, put in those 311 requests. And if you see something, say something. CEO's office and along with the other departments in the city of New Orleans are ready to support this effort. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Amen. Happy Thanksgiving. That's exactly right. And so we're going to keep it going. And I have Chief Nelson. Chief, come on up and share something from our fire department. We know those fried turkeys will be burning, not burning, cooking good, cooking good.
Well, that's how we want them to cook good and not burn. But good afternoon. As you've heard already, we want to make sure that everyone has a happy and enjoyable Bayou Classic, a happy Thanksgiving, but also a safe Bayou Classic and Thanksgiving. A lot of people are coming in town for Bayou Classic, and they're going to stay and spend time with family and friends over Thanksgiving, this Thanksgiving holiday leading up to Bayou Classic. So we just want to make sure that everyone is safe. And we talk about it every year around this time, as the mayor said, cooking, right? Why do we talk about cooking so much around the holidays? Because on Thanksgiving, you are 3 times more likely to have a fire on that particular day than any other day of the year. On Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, you're 2 times more likely to have a fire on those days than any other days of the year. And so it's why is that the case? Because we're doing more cooking during that time, and we're more distracted during that time of the year. Cooking fires account for 44% of all home fires reported and 42% of home fire injuries annually. And unattended cooking is the leading factor in cooking fires and casualties, contributing to over 40% of cooking fire-related emergencies. Frying equipment is involved in nearly 60% of cooking fires. So that's why we talk about cooking, and we also talk about that frying and how to do it safely this Thanksgiving and holiday season. So if we use a little caution, hopefully we can have a safe Thanksgiving with no fires or no fire-related, cooking-related injuries this Thanksgiving in the city of New Orleans. So just real quickly, we have a lot of tips. All of them are available on our website, nola.gov/NOFD. But just to talk about a couple of them, while you're cooking this holiday season, make sure you stay in the kitchen while you're cooking. Make sure you stay in the home while your oven is cooking and check on it regularly. Biggest thing, keep children away from the stove. It's the holidays, families together, the children are having a good time. They don't pay attention to where they are, so be sure to keep an eye on those kids and keep them away from the stove in the kitchen. Be careful with hot liquids, the steam and the splash from vegetables, gravy or coffee, and also make sure your smoke alarms are working. Very, very important. We talk about frying turkeys every year. We've done demonstrations in the past, but the biggest thing to remember when you're frying your turkey is make sure that your turkey is going to fit in the pot with the oil. You can test it beforehand. Even before you throw out your turkey, you can use water to put it in the pot and see how much it fills up so you know you have your oil level right before you actually put that turkey into the hot oil. Make sure you have a 3-foot kid-free zone around your turkey fryer. Make sure that it's ample distance away from the house. Check the temperature on your oil. Check it regularly to make sure that it doesn't smoke or catch on fire, right? And if it does catch on fire, biggest thing, don't panic. Just turn the fryer off, and the oil will stop burning in the fire and the oil will go out. Use long gloves that protect your hands and arms when you're dealing with the turkey, the pot, the lid, the handles. All of those things are very hot and can burn you. And never leave your fryer unattended. Again, for more fire safety tips related to cooking and Thanksgiving safety, you can go to our website, NOLA.gov/NOFD. For residents of the city of New Orleans, if you need a smoke alarm, right, you can go to our website, NOLA.gov/free smoke alarm, NOLA.gov/free smoke alarm. And for everyone, if you did not test your smoke alarm when the time changed this year, now's a good time to do it. Thank you and have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Chief. And listen, these are 10-year alarms, the alarms that we give out 10-year. You don't need a battery, and I'm telling you, year-to-date, I know my last Monday was 874, but every Monday I give my year-to-date. We did public safety, really, because we had the press conference for the Bayou Classic. But 10 years our alarms last. It's a big deal. And then Chief made a great point in regards to, the stove. But I would also add, make sure the young people, in terms of accessing the microwave. Just had one of my little neighbors getting in that microwave, getting his noodles out, and he had a 3rd-degree burn. So again, let's just be mindful of our young people, because we know they're independent now. But, and sometimes you always tell them to listen, but it does matter. So with that, I'm going to ask Ms. Kelly Schultz. Come on up, Kelly. Bring us on home, who represents New Orleans and Company. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. It has been quite a year for New Orleans tourism industry in 2025. We've had an incredible Super Bowl, Mardi Gras, the eyes of the world were on us. We've welcomed major events. We've had huge honors bestowed on the city very recently, with us being named a UNESCO Creative City of Music. Several of our restaurants were honored with Michelin stars and other honors. So now we head into the holiday season with the 52nd annual Bayou Classic. So we also had an opportunity this morning to welcome the teams to New Orleans, to let them know how much we value this event. To have this over Thanksgiving is such a big deal for us. As you all know, it's much more than a football game. This is an entire weekend of celebration. It really is, as the mayor said, a family reunion. There's the Business Technology Challenge, there's the parade, the Battle of the Bands, the Fan Fest, and much more. So we want all of the visitors to know that we are ready for you. Everyone is welcome here. We're built to host major events like this better than we think any other city in the world. And then we will go directly into our holidays New Orleans style, which will hopefully keep the visitors coming. So I just asked the team for an update on hotel occupancy for this weekend. For Friday night, we're at 85% occupancy in our hotels. Saturday night, it's 80%. So that's good. We can do better. So we want everyone to invite your friends and family, and we're going to certainly continue marketing and pushing and letting people know to come fill those empty hotel rooms, which also means that we will fill our shops and restaurants and support all of our cultural economy members of the hospitality community. So thank you.
Absolutely. And when we have those hotel rooms, we know we have some life in Airbnbs, short-term rentals as well, in terms of that balance. But it all boosts our economy here in the city of New Orleans. So, Mr. Terry, I think that we've ran through.
Yes, ma'am. We will do one quick round on these topics for today. Sophie, would you like to start?
Sure. I am wondering whether the National Guard has been present for Bayou Classic before, or if this is the first time for Bayou Classic specifically, and also the number of guardsmen that are going to be present.
So I'll give Chief the number of guardsmen, but we just need to be really clear about the Louisiana National Guard has always been embedded in our unified command here in the city of New Orleans, and they, I believe, will continue to be. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. Let me just answer that quickly. Because of January 1st, I don't believe the Guard was always here for Bayou Classic, but this is the reason why they're here. The same reason why they were here for Sugar Bowl, and they've never really been a part of Sugar Bowl. But that's kind of the things we want to do, so that force multiplier for us. That is why the National Guard is for Bayou Classic. They realize it's a big event, and we really don't want any of that, what happened January 1st, to be an issue.
And I think that we should also just expect, you know, our level of deployment relative to the strategy, specifically since January 1. And we have the holidays, and then we're going to fold right back into January 1. So this will be our process. Mr. Terry?
Quick question. Looking at data in the past 10 years, since 2015, we've seen 5 shootings during the Thanksgiving holiday weekend, because we don't want to attribute this to Bayou Classic. As we've
Right.
seen, this is not people who are from our city. This is people who come into our city, bring guns or beef, whatever, tread over to the streets of New Orleans. Having that presence, that unified presence with the safeguards we've had, like we've seen for Super Bowl, do you think that would really deter people from committing crimes in the city? I mean, I know it worked really well during Super Bowl and Mardi Gras.
Well, I believe that we have reason to believe that when we utilize our unified command, it does create a force multiplier that's not just in your areas relative to, you know, your areas of downtown and the like, but it also gives us an opportunity to ensure that neighborhoods across our city are adequately protected. But we believe, you know, the unified and even with our tools and resources that the chief talked about, the drones, you know, and utilizing all of our assets that are not just in people, but in equipment and tools that we have been able to get here in the city of New Orleans, being very intentional about what we invest in. So that investment is a force multiplier. Anything to add to that, Chief?
Now, also, you know, for these latest events, you've seen a lot of blue lights. That tells you and shows you how many police officers are out there. Same thing's going to happen for this event as well. You will not be able to look down a block and not see at least a few blue lights in that block. So, on either side. So that's one of the things that's worked for us, and it kind of deters any sort of potential violence that may occur. And if it does, they're probably going to get caught.
But also, was the thing too, we saw the state police about coolers and ice chests. Those things are not welcomed in the fridge quarter during this time, as we saw with Super Bowl.
That may be what they do, but as far as the National Guard's orders on that, I'm not sure what that is. But we're also intent on you know, not violating anybody's constitutional rights to do certain things. So we're not going to be part of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Again, on numbers, do we know how many state troopers are going to be brought down here as well? I know you mentioned 400.
That's 400 NOPD officers. I imagine they'll have Troop NOLA down here, and they'll bring some extra plainclothes officers. They'll have some tactical units down here as well. To give you that absolute number, I'm not quite sure what it is, but I do know what assets they are bringing to us.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Chief.
I'm sorry, yes, we did have a question, I'm sorry.
Thank you. When we talk about National Guard deployment, I know it's kind of a national question. Does this have anything to do with President Trump's ideas of sending the National Guard here? Can you address that, Chief Hans? And then also curious who is financially responsible for the National Guard being deployed here?
Well, National Guard is federal. Yeah, that's federal.
Just clarity on who's funding that.
So for us, what they'll be doing is the same thing they did for Super Bowl and Sugar Bowl and Mardi Gras. They're going to be responsible mostly for the interior closures to the French Quarter, and they'll have people on wedges and manning those obstacles that that are for vehicle mitigation. So they are going to be there doing that. As far as their funding, it's not the city of New Orleans, and I believe that the state usually picks up what the National Guard is doing because they are responsible to the state. So I'm not aware that the federal government is a part of that, but you'll have to ask them that question.
And of course, with the additional resources becoming a force multiplier, it helps the city of New Orleans relative to the expense as well. Colin, anything I think you wanted to?
Just going to say, so what's been happening so far this year is that the governor of Louisiana has wanted to use the Louisiana National Guard, so these are local National Guardsmen, they're not coming in from anywhere else in the country, to help us with these special events and to provide security assistance in the city. He has requested that the federal government pick up the tab for this. That is still undetermined as far as we know at this point, because there was a government shutdown and a lot of those requests have kind of, I think they're probably being picked up and discussed right now. But at least for this weekend, this is the state of Louisiana wanting to assist the city of New Orleans with security in a major event.
All right,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you all very much.
Brief on the border patrol situation at all?
We have, the chief can talk more about that. Chief Ann did meet with both Louisiana National Guard officials and Border Patrol, and the chief can speak to that. We did release some information on that, so we'll be happy to do that. Let you all get out for your 4 o'clock news shot.
And Terry, I have a budget question as well. Can I do a full set?
I will try and do that for you after.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.